For anyone who is very close to their family and you are dating, okay, this episode is going to be so important. Okay, I've done this in the past where I've dated people that did not like my family. Okay, so has this ever happened to you? Okay, have you ever dated somebody that just doesn't like your family, or doesn't, hates them even, doesn't want to spend as much time as you do with your family? This is, guess, bye-bye time. That's right, bye-bye time. Because let me tell you something, okay? 100,000,000% is so different when I'm with Will. He's my husband of like 16 years this December. I can't believe it. And he absolutely loves my family, right? I've dated guys before him that could not stand my family. And like, I'm an identical twin. So identical twins, we are weird. Like we're very close, and we are, we just do everything, for a lot of things together, right? And so my twin is a big part of my life, and my parents are too. And so when I've dated in the past, guys would be like, yeah, your sister's annoying. And I'm like, you're annoying. I was like, I wouldn't say that. I would never say that. But I would be like, well, no, it's just that, she's just, misunderstood, or she's just going through something, or blah, blah, blah. But a lot of what would happen always, okay, and you got to tell me in the comments or somewhere, tell me if this has happened to you, where you're like, they don't like your family members, and you still stay with them. And they start to try to like pull you away even, or they're just like, no, I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them. And I start to now like, okay, I guess, I'll start to just not see them as much as I normally do. So this is where you have to realize something. And this is where I realized it's a huge, huge difference. When you are with your person, it doesn't feel like you are sacrificing part of who you are and part of what's important to you and what you do in your life. Okay. So in my life, it is so important to have that family time with my parents, with my twin, right? And so when I met Will, I asked him early on, first date, like, what is your relationship like with your family? That is huge. Okay, if someone says they hate their family, or they're not close to them, and they have like these weird dynamics, they're not probably going to understand, or they're going to have an issue. Or maybe actually, if they didn't have a good relationship, but they have always wanted one, it's interesting to see how sometimes they lean into your family, which is awesome. The key is to see what they have to say. Okay, see what they have to say about families, and then see how they act with your family. Are they genuine? Are they actually genuinely enjoying their company, or are they like tortured? Like, are they like counting down the minutes, like, get me out of here, right? And because you don't want to be in a relationship when they're dimming your light, you're feeling anxiety, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't even spend time with my family because this person doesn't like them and is just counting down to get out of here. Right? And like, one of the best things ever, let me tell you something. One example that, oh my gosh, Will and I, on our wedding, my dad was like, Jackie, you know what? On your wedding, we're gonna do, my parents are so sweet. They paid and took care of everything for the wedding, right? So they didn't want me to stress. And then they say, Jackie, we're going to have this beautiful wine pairing dinner. It's so nice, like in the Ritz in Coconut Grove, Florida. It's like super nice. It's like the nicest, like, oh my gosh, perfect, Dad and Mom. But there's not going to be any dancing. And I'm like, dancing? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, Will and I met dancing, Dad. My dad's like, no. It's going to be a wine pairing. It's going to be super nice. And dancing doesn't it doesn't fit. And I was so upset. And see, this is interesting. And this is so important. As much as I love my parents and love my family and everybody, families have their things, right? They have their problems. But when you have someone, a partner that cherishes your family and is only out to look out for the best for you, right? Will could have, if he didn't like my family, he could have added fuel to that fire, and he could have been like, oh yeah, your dad is awful. Like, F him, screw him. No, he didn't. You know what he did? because he's like, he truly, genuinely loved my family and loved me, and like wanted it to be this healthy, awesome, loving family, right? He said, oh, I told him I was so upset, right? I was like, I can't believe my dad, whatever. And Will's like, oh, let me talk to your dad. I would like to talk to him. And I'm thinking, well, I told him, I'm like, you're crazy. What are you talking about? My dad made up his mind. Like, are you crazy? Like, no, he's just being awful. Like, forget about it. And Will's like, no, let me talk to him. Hey, hi, Julio, this is Will. And my dad, oh, hi. Like, they've never talked on the phone, right? They've seen each other. And my dad's like, oh, what's going on? Will's like, yeah, I was just thinking about the wedding, and I'm so appreciative and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. And like Jackie was telling me about the wine pairing, that sounds so great. But also, like, she mentioned that you mentioned something about dancing, and that you didn't want dancing or something like that. And he's like, right. And Will's like, oh, okay, so yeah, because. And my dad's like, oh, what's the problem? And Will's like, well, I would love dancing at the wedding, because your daughter and I met dancing, and so that would be really nice. And my dad, well, of course, if you want dancing, we'll have dancing at the wedding. I was like, are you kidding me? And I was just like, so even though at that time I was so annoyed, like, honestly, because like my dad easily was like, of course we'll have dancing, but the most amazing thing, and I just love that about Will, is that he was all about peace. He was all about, let's make everything work. And he has been like that all these years. Like, that has never changed. Do you know what I mean? I met him like that. He's always consistently been like that. He's not about the drama. It's not about toxicity. It's not about, I don't like your family. Or if there's a disagreement, he's like, well, let's just talk about it. Let's figure this out. This is gold. Like, you guys, I really hope you are hearing me. Okay. If you have your relationship with actually, this is gold for many reasons. I feel like communication is key, and a lot of people really suck at it, like, honestly. And one of the best things about Will is that he's such a good communicator. But on top of that is that he genuinely loved my family. Okay. And so if you are dating someone, or if you're like single and just out putting yourself out there, make sure, okay, that is from the jump. How do they interact with your family? Are they adding value to your life, or are they making you anxious? Are they like not supportive of your relationship with your family? Are they dimming your light? Are they putting pressure on you and to be like, no, I don't like them, blah, whatever negative BS that they say? Okay? Because this is a huge bye-bye moment. Huge. I want to know, let me know if you also love your family or if you hate them. You can tell me whatever it is. But, if you do love your family, tell me. And, reach out to the Jackie Loor on Instagram. I love to get you guys in the DMs there, or leave a comment. And I just truly feel that this piece of advice, I keep seeing over and over with people dating someone that really, they don't like their family. And that is a huge deal breaker. This is a bye-bye time. Okay. So I hope you guys are out there putting yourself out there to emotionally connect and find your person, because I know they exist. And do not settle for anything less than crazy love, because it has to be crazy love or nothing. Bye. Until next time. Thank you.